Yo, what's going on guys, it's your boy Rascal here. Hope you're all having a great day. In today's video, we'll be getting straight into how to get no recoil with Twitch F2. Just before we get right into this video, make sure to drop a comment if you think Twitch should get ACOG back. It's an interesting topic. I think she could get it back. I love the 1.5, it's probably my favourite site on the game, so for me it doesn't need to come back. But I wonder what you guys think. Just before we get into the no recoil guides, I just want to let you know a few tips and tricks that I use in my games. So one of the things that I use, which you don't have to use but it's recommended, or I would recommend to you guys, is an arm sleeve. Don't get a Supreme one, it's a waste of money. It was a stream joke, you have to be there. You can just get like literally a $5-10 arm sleeve from Amazon or any of the sports places, and if you play basketball or any other sports, you can actually use it for sports as well, so it's a win-win. The reason you use that is because, or you use a jumper, it's up to you. You can use a jumper, it's the same thing, but that jumper sometimes like this, you'll see like they wrinkle up a bit, which is annoying, and then it catches on your desk. The reason you're doing it is so you can have a smooth glide with your arm, and the reason you want a smooth glide with your arm is if you arm aim like myself, which means you get more control where you aim. It also means you have to move your arm more to control your aim. So some people move with their wrist, you only have to move your wrist and then go side to side, but if you arm aim, you've got wider range of movement, but it also means you have to like be able to stop at certain points. Like if an enemy comes there, you got to be able to use your arm. That's not my wrist doing, that's my arm. Another important thing you've got to figure out, which is what you do via aim trainers or terrorist hunts or just playing casuals or unranked siege, or even ranked if you want to risk it, is find your sensitivity. Everyone's got different sensitivity, all depends on your mouse pad, etc, your in-game siege sensitivity, or all that jazz. But make sure you guys test and try this game. Aim trainers like Kovacs and Aim Labs and even Terrorist Hunt will allow you to micromanage, slightly adjust. I really recommend you changing and switching up your resolution also, if you play on 4:3, 16:9, 16:10, to be able to find out what works best with your sensitivity. Well, I use a Vaco custom mouse pad with a G Pro super light with fancy skates on. Just my personal preference. I've had different mice all over the place. I do recommend the super light if you like a wireless mouse. It's very neutral for most hands. Doesn't have to be that one you have to get. You can get different mice and try it out. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff. How do you control Twitch's gun? Well, I can show you. Twitch is recoil. I will not pull down whatsoever. I'll just show you. Wants to fight immediately, but the magazine isn't that big, so it hasn't got that many bullets to fight with, so it kicks quite quickly, as you can see. What you want to start doing straight away is when you shoot Twitch's gun, if you're spraying, obviously tapping is if possible the best way to do it. Obviously if you're reacting or something like that to a gunfight, you want to the second, like, you know the enemy's coming around the corner and you want to pre-fire them or whatever, you want to be pulling down the minute you press fire to keep the spread in tight. This is all in my wrist and my hand. Obviously the further away the harder it gets, but Twitch has gone just wants to, the further away it's more noticeable. It wants to fight and it wants to pull to the right hand side. So what you want to do is shoot and pull down diagonally. I'm not that great at the spraying from range, but you want to pull down but slightly to the left as well, just to stop the spray from the right hand side. I'll do another demonstration. If that was someone's head, see the first couple bullets are hitting their neck and their body, which is fine for me. These are all headshots, these probably not, and there's only about 4 bullets out of 25 that won't hit their head. And this is hours and hours of practice. You guys won't be able to do this in one go, but if you're talented at keyboard and mouse and you practice this, you guys can do this 100%. When you burst with Twitch's gun, the first bullet will always land where your reticle is, but the second bullet always wants to kick, and that's quite a distance. So I do not recommend bursting with Twitch's gun. There's no way to improve this. Even when I try to pull down, you can slightly reduce the gap in between them, but there will always be quite a significant gap between the first bullet and the second bullet. So I honestly recommend only one tapping with Twitch's gun. There's literally no point of bursting. Now I'll just give you some demonstrations at different ranges, how my recoil looks compared to the normal recoil. Honestly guys, with practice you can nail this. It's really easy on keyboard and mouse when you get the right settings. The gun wants to fight so hard. If you already fight it back, it becomes manageable. So I only recommend using 1.5 sight on Twitch. You can use a 1x if you want to. The reason I use a 1.5 is because it has the best balance between a bit of zoom, but also not too much of a zoom, because this gun kicks. Even with the 1x with Twitch, it does feel like it kicks significantly up from range. I feel like the 1x the 1.5x just allows you to have that little bit more zoom, which allows you to get those one taps a little bit better. I've tested all the barrels this season, and flash is the one to go to. There is no point using the other ones in my opinion. If you're used to a different barrel, you can do that if you guys want, but I really do recommend using flash harder because that is the best one. Then obviously it's vertical grip. There is no grip on Twitch, it's only vertical, so you might as well use it. There is no point not using it. You'll only get more recoil. It's a waste of time if you don't use it. Laser sight, I only use laser sights a little bit like Ash before, because when I'm with quick fire rate guns and when you're aggressive, normally when you pick an Ash or a Twitch, you're becoming quite aggressive. So I recommend using a laser sight for those quick hip fires, those times that you don't ADS, and sometimes when you're caught off guard reloading your gun and you've got a laser sight, it will reduce the hip fire spread, so it'll be easier to quickly snap onto them. That's the only reason I use it. You don't have to use it at all. That's personal preference. Obviously, a laser does give you away sometimes, so it's up to you. Obviously, use the black eyes if you got it. If you don't have the black eyes, I'm sorry guys, it's the best black eyes in the game, so I do apologise. And I'll show you the best way to approach corners using Twitch's recoil. So obviously you want to make sure when you enter buildings with Twitch, it's a very high fire rate gun. It will empty the mag very, very quickly, so you want to be very accurate. Because the magazine is only 26 bullets and it has a very high fire rate, you want to make sure if you can't get a headshot, you actually want to aim slightly below, so around their neck, because of the high fire rate, you'll actually end up killing them, or you'll have a better chance of killing them with how quick the magazine empties. When you see an enemy, you want to make sure you're always you want to practice this with terrorists, but you always want to make sure your crosshair is at head height, mostly going around the corners, so you can just easily flick to the head. If you aim at the floor, it's going to be harder to kill them, harder to flick up. So you want to make sure you're oh! Swing little peek to him. Bro, Twitch and Garage? Me and Twitch on Garage? Sexy time. Oh! Smoke on ping. Oh my.
Thanks, man.
Kind of playing like a bot right now, so there you go. That's a good start. They call me Wallbanger Acasso. They call me You're Dead. What an ace! What an ace! Oh! Thank you guys all so much for sticking to the end of this video. I really hope you appreciate the tips and tricks I gave you in this video. They're little tips and tricks to help you guys just reduce the recoil and hopefully get a few more one taps and a few more 3Ks, 4Ks, 5Ks. If you do, make sure to send them in the Discord or send them to me. Thank you again for the bottom of my heart, all the support. I'll see you guys in the next video and have a great day.